The other guy was gushing blood, and he's like, "Oh man, my bike, my," and they don't call them motorcycles over there; they call them mechana. We're like
my machine,
machine. Oh, the machine. He's like, "It's not even my mechana, buddy."
Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Immigrant Section. It's your boy Abbas Wahab saying thank you for tuning in. As always, I appreciate y'all. We are coming to you, Canada. They're going places is officially, I was going to say declared, but announced declared. But yes, check out abbaswahab.com for all the cities we're hitting. East Coast, West Coast, Ontario, some stuff in between too. I'm not going to be in the prairies that much, but still, we're trying to see the fucking country. That's why I had to have my boy back in the studio, Immigrant Section favorite, and with me on the tour, along with comedian Jesse Singh, my boy, Moe Ismail. What are you saying, homie?
Assalamu alaikum.
I thought you were going to say sizzle for some reason, by the way. That was deep, bro.
What's good, buddy?
What's going on, man? Not too much, bro.
Buddy.
And on that note, what day is it today? The 26th? What's happening on the 28th? I believe September 28th, something very special is happening.
Buddy, a lot is happening. So first and foremost, I'm going to be, it's my last co-headlining date for Just for Laughs. So I'm going to be dropping a half-hour set with my homie Juliana Rodriguez. And then on the 28th, I'm also going to be dropping my album.
Oh, yo, give us some nice music. Cue it up as we continue talking.
Little air horn action.
Yeah, exactly. Something nice.
Yeah. So that's going to be dropping on the same night. Homeroom Habibi, so look out for that.
Check it out. The artwork is fucking great.
Thank you, bro.
Give us some volume on that, brother, man.
Here we go. Hey.
We're doing the best we can with the volume right now. It is what it is, but still, Homeroom Habibi, sick name. The artwork is so fucking sick. I can't wait for people to see it, bro.
Thank you, man.
Yo, this is sick, man.
And to top it off, it's my birthday.
Actually,
yeah,
yo, that's how you gotta do it, man.
And then after that date, it's just deep depression, bro.
Yeah, right. There's nothing left. What do you turn on that day? It's like,
ooh,
oh,
I'm
don't
not
be
gonna
like
say
a girl,
it to
bro.
these guys.
Like there's like a casting person. I thought he was 32.
Yeah.
No. Like I'm turning 31 October 6th.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you a Libra?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, I'm a Libra.
That's
buddy.
what's up,
yeah,
man. We're something. I don't know. We're something, bro. But
man.
and people know, by the way. Well, like I'm turning 31, first of all, which is the least. There's something about it it's almost depressing. 31. It's kind of like the first day of the rest of your life.
Yeah.
31.
Everything between like 30 and 40 is like nobody really celebrates that. Like maybe 35.
35.
Yeah.
Just
like,
because it's divisible by 7 and 5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Right? It's got multiples, right? But like it's nothing. 30 is like this thing where you're like, oh my god, I'm in my
the dirty
30s
30,
now.
Man. Yeah.
I mean, 33 is nice, only because it's divisible by 3 and 11. Guys, this is the math episode.
It's a math class all of a sudden.
But man, like, by the way, have you ever had like girls or whatever the fuck know you're a Libra right away? Isn't that weird? Like these star signs, they got something to them. Back in the day in Michigan, I used to, on more than one occasion, I would bring a girl to my place and she would see my place and immediately be like, oh, you're a Libra or whatever the fuck, right? I swear to God, multiple times.
That's terrifying.
It is terrifying. I'm like, what is that?
You're
even,
like,
what?
actually, I'm Sudanese.
Yeah, exactly. I'm actually an illegal alien, all right? That's what Libra, that's what you call it now. Very good.
Yeah.
It's weird. There's something to it.
You know what? I'm starting to kind of like, I feel like I'm slowly becoming that girl now. I'm becoming that dude who's like, because I read up on horoscopes all the time. And I used to be like, it's bogus. And to a big extent, it is. But also like, man, sometimes they really nail it like right on the head. And I'm like, oh shit, this is the exact type of day that I'm having. And they're like, if you're a Libra, you're going to run into this and that and this. And I'm like, yo, that's exactly what happened.
You're like, mild complications? That's literally what's happening right now.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like slight inconveniences. How did they know? It's like they've known me my whole life. Yeah. It explains why you're clutching that energy rock, or what are they called again?
Hey, man, this right here, this is my mom.
I was fucking around. But what's it called? The thing,
like the prayer beads? The
not even the prayer beads. The one white girls wear, or hold.
Like gems.
Gems. Yeah. The energy. What are they called? It's like energy
Like
gem.
crystals. They're
Crystals.
Crystals.
Yeah,
There we
crystals.
go.
Healing stones.
Healing
Yeah,
stones.
it's
Yeah,
perfect because
yeah,
it would be a girl named Crystal too, right? Where's my Crystal?
Yeah. So
Imagine you had an amazing day and like you're like, it was such a sick day today, and then you find out like someone slipped a crystal in your pocket early in the day.
oh god.
And you're like, fuck.
I
You
used
have
to do
rethink everything.
I used to do a bit about that, where it's like, you go out on a date with like one of these girls. This happened like probably like 10 years ago now. I went out on a date with this girl, and she was like into that shit. And then we went into a store and it had all these like crystals and stones, and this girl was losing it. It was like how we felt when we went into Toys R Us as kids. That was her in this like rock store, and she was. But like the whole time we're walking around, I'm like hearing this weird sound. This girl had rocks in her pocket. The whole I'm like, yo, are you walking around with rocks? She's like, yeah. I'm like, yo, that's
She's
fucked.
like, those better be crack rocks.
Yeah.
Right? Those better be crack rocks.
And she took them out, and she's like, actually, this is jade. This is, and I was like, oh god, here we go. But
You didn't play like that. This guy's trying to get some stuff. He's like, wow, that's really interesting. You know what I mean? He's just like, wow, that's really, really interesting.
I was like that in my early 20s, where
Yeah.
I would entertain like shit that I thought was ridiculous.
just to
Just to be like,
just to get
tell me
through.
more.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
now it's like, you're just like, man, I'm tired, man.
Yeah.
I've been running in this marathon for way too long.
I can't do this.
I'm like, what you see is what you get, man. You like it, great. If you don't, hey, somebody does,
Yeah,
So,
I like that. That's a good attitude.
Yeah.
It's funny you brought up Toys R Us. A long time ago, I robbed Toys R Us.
What?
I was 7 years old. Me and my brother and one other kid, Nathan, and we got caught. Me and Nathan got caught, but we fucking the managers drove me to my house. Could you imagine that? Because they're like, I was like, I don't know my phone number. They're like, you don't know? We're gonna call the cops. Who doesn't know their phone number? Like, hey. Bro, they took me home. I got a beating of my life, and they're like, you're banned from Toys R Us. So literally that was like when I was 7, for a solid 15 years.
Yeah.
When I would drive by Toys R Us, I had like a secret shame. No one would know in the car. I would just look at Toys R Us, and I would have this shame inside me, bro. So much shame and just like fucked up emotions. And it was literally like my mid-20s when I was like, this shit was 20 years ago,
yeah,
man.
they don't remember.
I can go. Yeah, exactly. It wasn't even. I was not even in London anymore.
Did you go back?
It was in my mid-20s, and I was like, you know what? I never stepped in for almost 20 years. Not because I was afraid they would recognize me.
Yeah.
Just because of that thing inside, right?
Yeah.
But it was my mid-20s that I went back in, and I was just like, it felt like I was like an institutionalized man before, and I was entering a world I didn't know or some shit. Like, man, toys have really come a long way, man. I haven't. When we were stealing back in fucking 1998,
when we were stealing.
bro, you know what it was? It was those little. Not even Pokemon. There was little devices where it lets you record up to 20 seconds.
Oh, the Yak Pack.
Yeah, you'd be like,
Yeah.
you're gay. And then like you'd send it to someone and they'd play it back. You're gay. It was like recess shit, right?
Yeah.
Everyone had one. So I went to Toys R Us to rob that shit. And I paid the price. But bro, when I go back, it's like fucking consoles. And like, I'm like, man, the world changed, bro.
Man, the idea of like banning people from stores, I think is really funny to me, because like, man, just recently, not even last week, like 4 days ago, I bumped into this producer, this guy. We both know him. I'm not gonna name drop him, but this guy books acts and doesn't pay them. And
Can you tell me afterwards?
yeah, this guy runs a meme page. It's a very successful meme
Gotcha.
page, right?
Yeah, I know who.
And puts on these big shows.
Yeah.
It's very successful shows.
It's that bullshit of like, it's the exposure.
But it's not even. He doesn't even say that. He
By
just
the way,
will-
bring the mic just a little bit closer.
Yeah, he just doesn't even discuss it. This guy will book all these acts and just won't pay anybody, or might pay one or two comics. But I bumped into this guy because we had like this weird altercation, like some stupid Instagram bullshit. And we got into this heated like altercation outside of a Foot Locker. And this guy, because he was doing, I guess, those events where they hire a DJ to be inside the store and be like, yo, come in and get your
He
free.
was doing that?
He was like emceeing it. It looked like, because he had a mic with him or whatever.
Yeah.
But I just saw him and I was like, yo, what up? And he's like, man, you's a bitch. And he just got mad. And this guy was like yelling and going off. So we had this thing. I was like, hey, man, you got to chill out, bro, because this is all like, you're not doing good business. and we kind of had an altercation relating to like some jokes that this guy was stealing or whatever, stupid. But the reason why I'm saying that is because his homie was there, and the way this whole altercation ended was this guy, just got in my face, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I just started yelling, and then he just called me a bitch, and then went into the store. And I was like, come back, man. I just want to talk. I'm not going to fight you,
It's like,
bro.
you're a bitch, you bitch motherfucker. All right, guys, 50% off. All right, guys, feel like I got the best stuff. Get the best stuff.
And I was
Jordan's
like,
on the left.
and I honestly just wanted to talk. I was like, come back, let's talk. He went off, but then his boy came up and was like standing in front of me, right? And I was like, hey, man, I actually, to be honest, I just wanted to go inside and check out some shoes because like, this is why I'm here. I didn't want to. And no, but this is what he said. He goes, all right, man, let me tell you something. He's like, if you're going to come in here to buy shoes, that's cool. But if you're coming here for any other reasons, you see this Foot Locker? As a matter of fact, you see all Foot Lockers? He's like, that's me.
Who are you? Is the next question.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, are you Mr. Locker?
Yeah, right? Like, do you just fucking loiter at all the locations?
You are Foot Locker. I was like, oh my God.
That's me.
But I was like, yo, that's you. I was like, listen, man, no disrespect. I legit just wanted to buy shoes. He's like, all right. But if it's anything else, we're going to have problems. And I was like, all right, man. And then in the back of my mind, I was like, first of all, Foot Locker has the shittiest shoe selection.
Fuck
like,
Foot Locker.
Once in a blue moon, you might get a decent pair of kicks, but it's never quite what you want.
The only reason Foot Locker's around is because someone had the good sense to put those motherfuckers in referee outfits.
Yeah.
And it works. I don't know what it is about it, but it holds its place in the market. It gives market footprint,
It's the dumbest uniform ever.
But it works.
Nobody likes the referee. Like,
Yeah,
imagine the life. Imagine being a person and one day you're like, I don't want to be an athlete, man. I just want to make sure everybody's
wanna be
playing.
involved.
Yeah, I want to make sure everybody's playing fair.
Yeah, I know, right? If you think about it, yeah.
It's the same person
It's like,
that
do you want what they're making? No, probably a tenth. No, I'll take a fraction.
Yeah, it's the same person that like does like parking tickets. You're like, okay, all right, that's what you want to do, man. Great, but
Those fucking parking tickets.
what a garbage job and a garbage store. I mean,
I would have laughed if the guy was like, yo, you see my boy's memes? That's what's up. So you ain't coming in. You got a meme page?
Yeah.
Let's see the memes. Like,
Yeah.
he's the meme gatekeeper.
Oh,
Let's see the
man.
memes if you're trying to make it through. I am Foot Locker. What a fucking loser.
But that was my favorite part, and I was trying so hard not to laugh. He's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
See this Foot Locker? Matter of fact, see all Foot Lockers? That's me.
Wait.
And I was like, yo, imagine being
Don't call me Foot. That's my...
imagine being
Have some
banned,
respect.
being banned from Foot Locker and just like trying to go into a different one at like
Nah.
yeah.
You've got so much prosthetics. How did you know?
A referee comes
Yeah.
up to you, red card.
Your shoes
No.
are ripped. I just need new shoes. Your shoes are fucked. You see your socks? Just come on. I want some Jordans.
Buddy, I just wanted to make peace with this guy. I wanted to be like, hey, man, I don't like the way you do business. I just want to have a real man-to-man conversation. But he was super heated. And
Yeah, he got his goon on you.
yeah, man, the world keeps spinning, man. It is what it is.
To think the owner of all Foot Lockers does security
Yeah.
for an influencer.
I don't even know if this guy's is an owner. I mean, maybe, but he didn't look like an owner. I always pictured owners to be, not to make it racial, but like
White?
rich white guys.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
For the most part. And Jay-Z.
And Jay-Z.
And Jay-Z. Be like, I'm in here too. Then
Yeah.
I guess we know Sean.
Yeah,
Or is
but
it
this guy
Sean
was like
Combs?
probably like my height, kind of like had like an Odell Beckham Jr. look. Like he was, you know what I mean? I was like, I don't think you own this place. I mean, you look like a dude that I went to high school with.
Oh, like he had blonde highlights with nappy hair?
Not blonde highlights, but it was the same kind of fade. But like, yeah, man. And it's funny because I was leaving the store and I saw him and I was like, hey, man, I just want to say thanks. And I extended my hand. He's like, nah, yo, I don't know you like that.
Wait, the meme guy?
No,
or?
the other guy. The meme
Whoa.
guy was just on his phone.
Wow.
The other guys, and I was like, all right, man, no worries, man. I just want to say thank you for allowing me
As
to
soon
come
as he
into
said
your-
matter of fact, the owner of all locations would not forget.
Say matter of fact.
Matter of fact,
Yeah,
all locations.
I just remembered something.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I just remembered I own them nationally. The chain is mine nationally. I just recalled that. Fuck these people,
This
bro.
guy made threats, man. The meme guy was like, yo, man, you're lucky he's like, I know gangsters. You're lucky I didn't blow your head off, you and your homies. And I was like, yo, big threats. So just put this on record on the podcast.
Yeah.
That if I get capped, you know who this guy is.
Exactly, right?
You know who this guy is.
Listen to page 175.
Yeah, episode.
It's like Tupac interviews. Like, watch back that interview, man. He said it was a nigga named Kevin with a Mac 11. Who said it? Is it Chris Rock? It was a nigga. Pac is talking to us. It was a nigga named Kevin with a Mac 11. That type of shit. Like, they're gonna go back and try to fucking reverse engineer your murder from here.
He was
Man,
mad.
fuck that shit. Because first of all, you're gonna fizzle out. Because this is generally, I've known. I've never even worked with him, but I know, generally speaking, this is how he operates. Bro, he doesn't pay people anyone.
Yeah.
He fills it out. He says it's exposure, whatever the fuck, some bullshit.
But he's never even mentioned exposure. He just doesn't.
The funny thing is, I imagine him just walking back in the store on his phone, making a quick meme. When a bitch tries to come and fucking confront you at work, and he's like picking like the Lannister pick or something. He's like, I'll show you, man. This is gonna be live in 8 minutes, bro.
Yeah, he got mad. He goes, how much money did I put in your pockets?
You're like,
and I was
none.
like, actually, zero, bro. I did one guest spot on your show. Actually, there was another night that I did 2 guest spots. And when you do a guest spot, I don't expect to get paid.
No,
I'm
I
like,
don't. I don't even ask to get paid.
I
No.
just pop
If you, yo,
by.
can I do some time? It's so weird to be like, yo, so
Yeah.
you're gonna eat transfer me? That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
then there was 2 other shows that I did. He's like, yo, want to come do the show? And I was like, yeah, nothing, bro. We're talking like 200-300 people at this show.
Oh, actually.
Got nothing. Nothing.
Wow. How many comics?
I want to say like 5 maybe.
What?
Not a lot.
That's the worst part. So
Not a
you
lot.
did 15 or so. 10,
I did
15?
probably like 10 to 12.
Man.
Yeah.
Like, you expect, like, at a show like that, for something like that little comics, putting money out there, like, as a comedian, you would expect at least $75 to be like, okay, you know what I mean? Realistically, if it's a couple hundred people, you'd want $150, 200, right?
Yeah.
But like 75, you're like, okay, he cut. But to pay you nothing, this is literally like acts of war almost. It was almost like, bro, I've been doing this like, 10 years. Like, you can't just... Yeah, see, that type of shit, I confront people. I used to be like, oh, I'm not going to... I confront.
He goes, yo, why didn't you ask me? I was like, listen, man, I don't have to chase
He
you
says,
down.
why did I ask you?
He's like, why didn't you ask me for money? And I go, buddy, I don't have to ask you. You're booking me on a show. It's your job to pay me. And if you're not paying me, then...
That's a problem.
That is
period.
a problem. And I'm like, and you know that. He's like, I paid everybody. I was like, no, you don't, man. No, you do not. You don't pay everybody. But anyways, man, I was just like, I'm at this point right now in my life where I'm like, I hate harboring negative feelings. So I'm like, I got to let it go for my own like mental well-being. Because, buddy, sometimes thoughts like this will wake me up out of sleep. Like, I'll be sleeping and I wake up. I'm like, I can't believe this guy put me on this show in front of 300 people. I didn't get a penny from this guy.
You and me both, bro. Trust me. And after these feelings have made us lose all our hair, it's like,
Oh,
we got to let it go.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose the next thing. I don't know what happens next. I got to let the anger go.
That's it. And that's what I was telling him. I was like, buddy, let's hash it out. He's like, nah, man, nah. And I was like, you got a microphone outside of a Foot Locker, bro. Listen, you're talking to me, you're coming at me. I didn't want to like start flexing, but I was like, buddy, I've been at this for 12 years. How long have you been at this? Who have you done shows with? Who have you opened for? What are credits to your name other than your own shows? You've done nothing, bro. You've done nothing and you talk this big talk. And I was just like, but I'm like, dude, what am I going to go on this Kanye West rant for?
Yeah.
I'm like, that doesn't matter. He
The
doesn't
earth.
want.
Yeah.
It's not like he's going to listen and be like, actually, excellent point.
He was like, it was in episode 175. Moe is alive.
Yeah.
Not in 176. No,
But I let it go, man. I hit up my boy after, who is a mutual friend, and I was like, hey, man, because this guy blocked me like months ago.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, man, send this guy a message on my behalf. Let him know, no hard feelings. If he ever wants to talk, I'm available. And that was it.
Bro, how awesome would it be if you knew the CEO of Champs or some shit and had him DM like, you cut off from Champs?
Or better yet, just sell everything for like $10 less and completely put
ruin
Foot Locker,
Foot Locker out.
Is that a business?
His boy's like, yo, what the fuck did you do, man?
Yeah.
My boy's done, bro. Remember that guy outside? He literally owns all of Foot Locker.
Yeah.
Well, it's fucking wild. The game is so wild. Here's the thing about comedy a lot of people don't know. And here's why it's so difficult for people to come into, because nothing is fixed in stone. This is purely the wild, wild west. It is fucking 100% the wild. You could see there are motherfuckers in the game right now who have been doing this 25 years consistently and run open mics.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like no one has the heart to tell them like, yo, Your presence is depressing a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like, you want to think at some point you graduate out of the bullshit.
No.
But there's some motherfuckers who like, and these aren't talented people, because obviously the cream rises to the top, right? Talented people go on, but it's like, this is one of those things where it's like, there's no shitty accountant just doing it for 25 years. You get fired.
Yeah.
And then you can't get another, you know what I mean? Like,
but nothing governs it in comedy.
there's no, it's a wild west.
Yeah, yeah. And I think also like the ones who usually stay on top are the ones who are just always keeping their legs moving with new projects, new things, new hustles, new material. Like, you know what I mean? The ones who are always innovating. But the ones that are just like, because a lot of these older comics, like, I mean, I shouldn't say a lot, but a good portion of them, they hit the road for far too long. Nothing really major happens. They start to get more bitter and bitter because the road,
jaded, yeah.
Yeah, the road, unless you're hitting it with the homies, the road's a lonely
It's a depressing place.
Buddy, you're in a hotel in the middle of it's like a strip mall, and like you're like by yourself. You might have an opener that you've never even met, and it's like some old guy who's so bitter.
The road has killed more people than anyone. You know what I mean?
Man.
Than fucking like fentanyl, you know? Like literally like overdoses, suicides. The road has taken many motherfuckers.
It's crazy, man. And I try to like be mindful of that. In the beginning I thought it was like, you know, it's so glorified. Like, yo, the road life.
Fuck them, they're sad.
Yeah,
though.
going on tour, man. It's the road life. Let's go. It's all
on that note, come check us out.
Yeah.
AbbasWahab.com for tickets.
But that tour is gonna be fun.
Oh, I cannot wait.
Because it's the man.
Because it's self-made.
And it's the homies.
It's not just like, hey, come to fucking Fort McMurray and do the laugh bucket.
Yeah, no.
Do 20 at the laugh bucket.
No, it's us, man, and the chemistry is nice and all that. But when you're doing it with people you don't know and you just got to go do your time and leave, it's like, man, it's tough. It's tough.
The toughest part is not even doing the time for me. It's that green room with people you don't know, that there's no vibe.
Yeah.
That is for me. Like, people don't know this. You show up to a show, it's 8 o'clock. It's an 8 o'clock show, but you're in the middle of butt fuck nowhere. So you show up early.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, I saw the Tim Hortons. I saw the Motel 6. Let me pull up to the bar an hour early.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then the worst is when there's just like there's no one you can just hash it with or kick it with. It's just like you feel like a stranger even waiting for the show. That's the longest fucking period of time. It's because then once you do your spot, you're like, I'll fuck off I'll do whatever the fuck, right?
It's crazy, man. It's a trip, but yeah.
But I'm super amped though. On that note, I really am. There's so much work. We've been putting this shit together. Fucking finally, bro. Bro, the fucking one place in Halifax, they flopped. It's funny, at the beginning of booking shit, the East Coast was all like, yeah, and the West Coast was all like, I don't know. And then I was like, man, fuck the West Coast. They're all fucking stoners and they don't want to commit.
Yeah.
No disrespect, but like.
Now it's flipped.
Now it totally flipped.
Yeah.
The East Coast people, I mean, I got a lot of dates locked in that are sick. We're gonna have a blast.
Of course.
But people flopped.
Yeah.
People are like, I don't know. Bro, the worst was this guy was so amped, and then like it was the butt fuck nowhere, but it was like this venue that a lot of touring acts came through, and it brought a lot of like audience from the surrounding, even smaller butt fuck nowheres, right? To this like hub of butt fuck nowhere. This guy's like all down, blah, 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 blah. Yes, Saturday, la, la, la. Bro, I'm like, okay, we talk. I hit him back with the poster and all this shit. This motherfucker right away gets back, goes, sorry, it's double booked, my bad. I'm like, was this guy just like, because if you look, it's all these folk singers and tribute bands coming through.
Yeah.
And I'm like, was this... Like, if you ever read the 4 agreements, they go, don't make assumptions, don't take things personally. Those are part of the 2, right?
Yeah,
or part of the 4. So I'm just like, the fact that he immediately was like, oh, sorry, it's double booked, and the call was awesome.
Oh,
I'm like, oh, that's how I don't want to make assumptions, but fuck, bro. Like, I just gave you great artwork. And to add to our conversation, for that to immediately be like, oh, it's double booked, my bad. Sincere apologies. Like, one line after like a 20-minute conversation.
He just saw three brown guys and was like,
I don't think the guy was racist. I just feel like this is not going to work here. I think it was probably from a pure business savagery point of view.
But you know what? Maybe he's right. Maybe it's just like a completely...
He cut us some slack and like, he's like, move along, boys.
Yeah, they don't like your kind.
Yeah. Move along. It's at a church that is like an event space it's weird. I don't know. They're like, any day but Sunday.
You tried to book a church, bro? We got
any day but Sunday.
2 Muslims and an...
It's not really. It's called the... what's it called? It's like the something art. Village Arts or something.
okay.
But it's in an old church. Like,
Now, is that they like converted or something? Like
yeah,
that?
from the outside, it looks like a chapel. From the inside, it's very
I see.
artsy. But I don't know if they have a service on Sunday. I didn't ask. I don't care. You know what I mean?
Imagine
But-
I show up. I'm like, man, this is haram. I
Yeah,
can't come
exactly.
in. Mo,
Yeah.
you're booked on this. Hey, man, can somebody else do my time, man? I'm gonna be
Yeah.
out here with my prayer mat.
Like,
just
bro, we're
waiting.
taking the door. It's like, yo, you come back in. What? You said what now?
I'll
Yeah.
stand outside the door.
Yeah. Did you watch that show, Mo, by the way?
I watched
On
the
Netflix?
I watched the first 2 episodes, man. He's so funny. It's
You
a
fuck
great
with
show.
it?
Yeah, it's so funny, man. It's hilarious. I thought it was gonna be like Rami, just like everybody else. But then
it's its own thing. I
It's
like
its
it
own
more than Rami. Actually.
it's great,
Yeah.
man. They're both. I haven't seen the new season of Rami yet, but I heard that's also amazing.
Did it just come out?
Yeah, it just came out.
Like when?
I think like maybe like a week ago or something.
Damn.
like that.
And people now
Yeah.
that don't do comedy, our friends,
Yeah.
they watch everything immediately.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
They'll binge
all
it in
my
like an
friends
hour.
that are like have corporate jobs,
Yeah.
they binge everything.
Yeah.
Everything they've seen on Netflix fully. And I'm just like, bro, I'll love a show and not finish it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I'll love it. I'll be like, I can't wait for the next episode. Never press it on for like 3 months. Just like
No.
I'm constantly moving. If I have a second, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna smoke a hookah and just fucking go see if I could do a spot or something like that.
Yeah.
Bro, these guys are like, yo, I watched Sopranos again.
Yeah,
I'm like,
but
again?
They got so much time though. They got the 9 to 5, and then in the evenings, like, what do they really, family or marriage or whatever? So you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna watch shit.
That's what the newly married couples that I know, they're just binging.
until
I'm
their
just like-
marriage falls apart.
Yeah, exactly. they're just in like relationship therapy or whatever, counseling. They're just
Yeah.
like, so tell me about your second year. It's like, well, we watched The Wire.
yeah. Naming all the shows.
We had a lot of issues in the 3rd season. She thought that Mark should be blah blah. Like, she thought the character development was not on point with the second.
Yeah.
It's all shows now, man.
It's crazy.
It's constant, and I can't keep track of any of this shit.
Yeah. No, it's nuts. It's crazy. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But we're blessed to have kind of like comedy, to have that outlet, to just be able to. Comedy's nice because at any point in time you could just be like, hey, I'm out.
Yeah, right.
Like hanging out at a party. Hey man, I gotta go.
I gotta
got a
go.
show.
That's the best.
And it's
like
legit.
being a dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The fucking
Hey, the baby,
kids,
man.
The kids.
It's the new not even the new. It's just that excuse. You drop that card down and it's game over, right? But yeah, man. I mean, I love this shit, right? We both do. It's life, man. It's everything. I tried to stop it in the beginning of. I think this was back in November. There was like some stuff that happened, and I had to stop doing comedy for like a good 2-3 months. I had to stop, and I was going crazy, man. Slowly, my mental well-being started deteriorating at an exponential rate.
Because it's an outlet,
Yeah.
It's a huge outlet. But COVID has taught us, like, before COVID, I would have been like, yo, man, we stopped for a week. We're done, bro. We're atrophied. We're dead. Forgotten. People have moved on. The ship has sailed, you know?
Yeah.
But after that shit, I realized, no, you could take a long ass break. I mean, Chappelle even taught us that. That motherfucker, he didn't really take a 10-year break. He was like doing showing up in basements and fucking
Yeah.
mall at Foot Lockers and shit. You know what I mean? Like doing shows, but like
Yeah.
for the most part, nothing booked, nothing big. But like, as long as your life is changing and like your life is flowing, like if you're just on the couch or like in bed depressed as fuck for 3 months, it's not like 3 months later you're gonna be suddenly funny.
No,
that's not how it works.
I
You
mean,
have
I
to
can't-
actually be evolving.
Yeah, I think what I learned about taking that break was like I can't take big breaks. I can take like a few weeks, you know what I mean? Let's say I go on vacation here and there, whatever. People are like, yo, you doing sets in, like I just came back from Egypt and people are like, yo, did you do sets? I was like, bro, I don't want to do sets in Egypt.
Yeah, right.
Like I just want to enjoy this experience. Like I don't have to be a comic all the time, bro.
Did you do sets? I
you know,
love it.
so
I just went to Muskoka this week.
Did you?
Did you get up on? No.
Yeah,
There's no electricity, dude. No.
But yeah, I like taking a little bit of time, but I think I do get to I think after a few weeks to maybe like a month tops, then I start being like, okay, I gotta do it, because I feel like
You get the you're jonesing.
yeah, man, I'm like rusty. I'm like, I don't like how I feel right now. I
Bro,
need to.
it's like I feel like a drug addict on withdrawal.
Yeah.
You can do a 5-minute set and just fucking walk off with your back straight.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
man, you don't even have to do great.
No.
You're just like, that's how your soul feels.
Yeah.
I just took, I went to Muskoka, some fucking cottage weekend, 3 days. And I didn't do a set the night before, so it was like 4 days. And yesterday I was like, I went to Backroom Comedy. And they're having their crowd work show. And I was like, yo, let me host. They're like, it's like no money. I was like, yeah, that's not the point. I need maximum stage time. Man, it felt so fucking good.
Of course.
I was so ready. It was just 4 days, but I was just like, especially with the crowd work show, that felt great. Cause it was like, I didn't have to be like, okay, what bit am I working? I was like, no bits. Just talk about the weekend, fuck around. Nah, I feel right again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, realign.
But how was Egypt, by the way? I never asked you.
Oh man, it was good, man. It was kind of weird because, so I went with my brother and my family, and he like my mom was over there, and then we caught up to her, and it was weird, man. It started off on a weird note because once we got there, like first night. My brother's like, oh man, I'm gonna go with mom to, run a couple errands. They had to go get a couple of things. And I was like, all right, man, I'm gonna stay back at the house. So at this place where we were staying. So I'm staying at the apartment. My brother tells me what happened. He goes, man, we took this Uber to this spot. And as he was getting out the Uber, his phone fell out of his pocket, but he didn't feel it. So then he got to like where he was going. He's like, oh shit, I don't got my phone. He's like, man, it must be in the Uber. So then he asked my mom to call the Uber driver because that, they ordered it off her phone or whatever. Yeah. And then as she's calling, he's walking back and he's like, bro, I'm walking towards where this guy dropped us off. And there's like 16 cars just driving over this guy's phone. It's like, shoo, 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 shoo.
Oh, he sees the phone.
He sees the phone on the ground.
Oh, God.
Just bare cars running over it. So he picks it up and he's like, oh, man, it's smashed, just destroyed. So then that's first night, right? So then whatever.
That's better than it being lost, by the way.
In a way,
you know what I mean? 'Cause it's gone either way.
It's gone.
At least
it's gone.
The chapter's closed on it. When it's gone, you're like, fuck, I gotta deactivate. I gotta go on the iPhone app and say like the reset, all that shit. Yeah, here it is broken in pieces. You just gotta buy a new phone. That's it.
Buddy, and then after that, what ended up happening was, so a couple of days later, we're meeting up with some family friends at this cafe or coffee shop or whatever. So then we take an Uber over there. And then this guy pulls to the side of the road, and he's probably about like 2 feet away from the curb. And, go, okay, thanks so much, man. My brother opens the door. He looks, nobody's there. Opens the door, a motorcycle comes and smashes right into my brother's door. My brother doors this motorcycle with 2 people on it, these 2 dudes. And then all I hear is, ah! I was like, oh, shit. And I'm in the front seat, so I open the door. I was like, yo, what happens? Guy's like, my leg! Oh, God. And I look, this guy's leg stuck in the bike. I'm like, oh, shit. He's like, I just had surgery on this leg.
So fuck. So this is like Lenny from The Simpsons. My eye. The doctor says I can't get anything. My eye.
Bro, so I look, I'm like, why are you riding a motorcycle when you just had surgery? This guy's crutch is like just thrown on the road. His leg, it wasn't mangled or anything, but it was just trapped in like this weird way in the bike. So I lifted up the motorcycle, got his leg loose. He's like, ah, man, my stitches, I think they came loose. And then his boy was like the guy who was actually riding, because this is the guy that was on the back with a leg. The guy that was riding was this young, like, 14-year-old kid. Yeah. He had, like, you know how, like, waiters and waitresses dress at, like, banquet halls? It's, like,
that black vest?
The black vest, white dress shirt underneath. Yeah. But I was like, I don't know where this guy's going or coming from.
How many buttons were unbuttoned?
All the way up.
Oh, shit, this guy's in between shifts.
Maybe, but he also looks like he was trying, like, to, like, look cool, like a fresh look or something. Yeah. I don't know. But anyways, he's like, oh, man, you guys, what are you guys doing? And we're like, what are we doing? Bro, we're pulled over 2 feet away from the curb, and because there's no rules with driving, right? Exactly. So this guy thought it would be, like, good to try to finesse his way or squeeze
through the gap.
Through and just got doored hard. So as he's talking to him, he's like, oh my God. He does like he's shocked and he's not sure what part of his body to hold. He's like, And bro, as this guy's talking to me, I see a drop of blood on his white shirt and I go, oh, I think he got, and just as I said that, second drop, third drop, and then this guy starts gushing blood from his chin. Like he split his chin open and this guy's bleeding all over.
Actually,
yeah. Gushing, dude. And we're like, oh, I'm like, bro, you're bleeding. And this guy, I think he was one of those those dudes. What do you call them? The guys that can't see blood, otherwise they get.
They faint?
Yeah.
Pussies. I think that's the medical term.
Just a big old
pussy ass
pansy,
niggas.
bro.
Yeah. I think it's a PAN, a pussy ass nigga.
Bro, he's a pan. He's
Yeah,
definitely
I think he's a
pan.
pan. I think it might be a pan.
And this guy, as soon as I said this to him, he touches his chin, sees blood, and he's like, and Egyptians are so dramatic to begin with. Yeah, but he's like, God. And his eyes start rolling. This guy's leaned up on the car behind him. I'm bleeding.
Oh, car not even involved with
No,
the...
car that's just parked there. He's like, and I'm like, bro, sit down on the curb. He's like, don't touch me. So I like go get a couple of Kleenex. I'm like, here, man, you know. And it wasn't like a huge gash. It was just cut enough for him to leak. You know what I mean?
He didn't have to go to the hospital.
No, it wasn't like an artery or something,
Gotcha.
but it was gushing quite a bit. So he's just gonna get a couple stitches or something, right? So it wasn't a big deal. So now we got the dude with a leg, and then the other guy who, you know, is just, the other guy was gushing blood, and he's like, oh man, my bike, and they don't call them motorcycles over there, they call them mechana. We're like
my machine,
machine.
He's
like, oh, the machine, not the machine.
El mechana.
El mechana. He's like, it's not even my mechana. And then, buddy,
you're like, whose mechana is it, bro?
Yeah, buddy, the Uber driver gets out, looks at his door's dented. He's like, oh man, this isn't even my car.
This isn't even my mechana, bro.
Yeah. I was like, the motorcycle doesn't belong to you. The car doesn't belong to you. Does anybody own anything here, bro? Oh man, no. This guy, Uber's like, man, I'm just trying to pay my bills, man. And this guy's like, I can't bleeding. So chaos, man. And in Egypt,
this is day 2, by the way.
This is like day 2, day 3.
Yeah.
So it's like, so we're like, oh man, I'm looking at my brother. My brother's looking at me. I'm like, this is crazy. This is about to turn chaotic.
Yeah.
So we don't know what to do. And over there, it's not like, I don't think anybody really has insurance. You just
I was going to say, there's no lawsuits. Here, it's all a worry of lawsuits. Yeah. I'm like, thank God you're in Egypt for this.
Oh, yeah. You buy a car. I mean, there is lawsuits, but like, there's no, like, you're driving without insurance. Some people have insurance.
But there's no, like, you go to the airport and they're like, no, the police are looking for you, Mr. Ismail. Like, there's no, you're flying right out of there.
No,
like,
there could be. There could be. If this guy, but
for
also,
something like this?
I mean, not like this, though, because, yeah, enough accidents
Yeah,
happen
it's not
in Egypt.
murder or rape or some next shit.
No, exactly. So now I'm going back and forth. Excuse me. So now I'm going back and forth with this guy, and not even going back and forth. Like, a bunch of people show up in Egypt. Anything like this happens, immediate
like
crowd.
Bab al-Hara, that show.
Yeah, immediate
mustaches from all directions.
we have like now 20 people around us. Oh, what happened? And then shit, this guy's bleeding. I'm like, I know, I told him. Oh, look at his shirt. Oh, and then just all these people chiming in, and then
someone yelling, yeah, everyone.
Bro, this guy comes in, him and his boy, and this guy was like a savior. This guy and he's a big dude. He's like, all right, listen up. And he takes charge, right? He goes, okay, first off, this motorcycle guy should not have been trying to pass the Uber on the right. You don't pass people on the right. You pass them on the left. And I'm like, yo,
MashaAllah, hello, MashaAllah. Ya ma'allim.
Yeah, I was like, yes, tell him, bro, louder, bro, let's go, right? Yeah. And he's like, so, and this guy's like, oh, about my bike. He's like, your bike, man, you got your life. You're lucky you got your life. You know, be thankful. Yeah, he's like, what? You broke a light? So then this guy's pouring water on it, but giving these guys shit. And I'm like, thank the Lord, because then we don't know how things work out there. My brother and I, we're Egyptian, but we're not there.
Yeah. You're Canada boys.
We're Canada boys. We don't really know. You know what I mean? So we're speaking to them in Arabic, but also I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. But then all of a sudden, these guys, the motorcycle guys, their boys show up. But,
this is an anime, by the way.
Buddy, 15 dudes.
Please tell me someone with a loose cigarette in their mouth.
Buddy, a loose cigarette, a dude with a shirt open. They're like, yo, what happened? Who did this to my boy? Who did this? And this guy's so mad. And we're like, yo, man, chill. And then this other guy, the guy who's like now our spokesperson, he's like, hey, no need for yelling. Your boy was trying to pass them on the right. He just puts them in his place immediately.
I wish if the owner of the motorcycle was in the group. Al-Makana! Oh, Al-Makana!
Yeah.
I had 2 payments left. Al-Makana.
Bro, it was chaos, man. So then this guy, it just like, it eventually like fizzled out. But But it was just crazy, man. It was so chaotic.
Jesus. And you're just going to dinner or some shit.
Buddy, we're just going to... So then we show up to the dinner, and then, like, family friends like, so, how are you guys? We're like, man, we just doored a 15-year-old, like, that was driving or riding his Mekana illegally. And
that's so fucking funny, man. That's so that was the tone of the trip.
That was kind of the tone of the trip, man.
So, like, for the rest... You're there 2 weeks or how long? 10 days?
So we were there for 2 weeks. So that happened first day, third day the Mekana, and then I think like a couple of days later, my brother went on a little trip to Sharm el-Sheikh, like it's like a little beach resort.
Yeah.
And you know, he's doing all sorts of like snorkeling and stuff like that. But before this guy left, he got like this. You know, on Amazon they have those pouches that you put your phone in. They're like waterproof. He got one of those, and my mom had like a backup phone. Like, she's like, okay, use this phone. So I took the backup phone, put it in this thing, goes snorkeling, whatever. This guy comes out of the water, and this pouch is filled with water. Bro, this guy's straight up steeping his phone.
That's so funny.
He's like, I thought there was going to be a couple of drops, man. I pulled this thing out, and it's just a plastic bag filled with water, and my phone is inside.
It's essentially a death device for a phone. It's a torture, killing device.
He's like, I can't believe this.
It's like a Houdini trick gone wrong. It's just floating, tied up. It's just dead. Your mom comes out of nowhere. My Mekana! My Mekana!
So my brother messages me from like another phone. He goes, yo, man, don't tell mom this, but I just destroyed the second phone. And I'm like, how, bro? And so he goes, I asked the resort employee to get me like some rice. Because this guy, you know, you tip,
but it's over though.
You tip everybody, right?
Yeah.
You could tell. He goes, so he's been tipping this guy so much. He's like, yo, put your phone in rice. So my brother's like, yeah, but we're on this resort, bro. I don't have a bag of rice. He's like, man, say less. And then in Egypt, you can get anything at any time if you just ask.
Yeah.
You know, tip a couple of people, you'll get anything you want.
Yeah.
You know, hey man, here's khamsa gneh, 5 pounds, 10 pounds. Someone's gonna get you something. So then this guy comes back to the hotel room with a bag of like just uncooked rice. He goes, here, man.
Hold on.
So he puts it in the phone, puts the phone inside, and it turns out that if your phone, if it's water damage, different story. But if it's salt water damage, salt water will just corrode your phone. It'll just destroy it. It's like...
Oh, it'll short circuit everything because it's an electrolyte.
Yeah.
So it connects all the... like it's done.
It's
It's done. Dead on site.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, buddy.
Yeah.
It was done. And I was just like... And then the rest of the trip was all right. I mean, other than before I came back, I ate some bad food and just... My stomach got destroyed, but...
Going from both holes type of thing?
Not both holes. It was just the one end, but luckily I wasn't throwing up, so that's nice.
But sick, okay.
Yeah.
But man, I would imagine after day 1, 2, 3, that shit goes down. You're literally just on the look for chaos the other days, man.
And Egyptians fight. Like Egyptians will fight, and it's always such a. I love seeing it because I love watching.
Because you're usually not involved.
No, I love watching a good fight.
Oh,
man.
it's great.
It's just and like in Egypt when they fight, sometimes they'll throw chairs, they'll throw shit. Like it's just like amazing. Like people will be driving and cut each other off, and they'll both get out and start duking it out, and then get back in their car and continue on.
Dude, some of the most memorable moments for me in high school were the times I missed fights.
Oh no.
It's not even though I caught a couple fights, but for some reason I was always never around. Like, bro, did you see fucking Mass in this, bro? I'm like, no. It's like behind the LCB. I was like, no.
Like I was at the dentist.
Literally, I was at the dentist. I was like, bro, he threw him, man. He was bleeding, bro. I'm like, fuck. Bro, wallahi, 8 feet in the air, man. He's fucking, he works his shoulders nonstop, bro. He fucking threw him, bro. Like, what the fuck? 8 feet? How? That's not even... I hate that shit, bro. I always miss fights, man.
Yeah.
That's why until this day, if I ever see like, bro, the other day, me, Conrad, and Mark were just chilling at Christy Pitt's smoking a joint like a month and a half ago. And we just see a fucking awesome one.
No.
Where one guy was fucking like, it was like a weekend. One of the last hot weekends, like mid-August. One guy was fucking with a group evidently, because all we see, we're just talking, and then suddenly all we see is like all this group of kids, like teens and like young adults. They're just like running up on one guy and like And then suddenly there's 6 people stomping, and we're all just like, once you see the stomp, we're all just like, first it was like, oh shit, and then it was like, oh shit, right?
That's
and
terrible.
Stomping, and then this guy's like up with the adrenaline. He gets back up. One guy is just sprinting across Christie Pitts like a head start. Like he's running from the basketball courts to where the Tim Hortons is. Like all you see is a guy just. I'm like, is this guy running for a head, like a kick or some shit?
Yeah.
And he ends up slipping last second. We're like, fuck, he wasted all that momentum for no reason. But then the guy that was getting stomped, do you know Christie Pitts you could drive into,
right,
and it has that decline road.
Yeah.
So the whole group he's walking backwards up the hill and he's going like this. And it's like,
what, the guy that was getting stomped?
That was getting stomped.
Yeah.
You know, adrenaline, he got back up,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And it was like he looked like Gucci Man, right?
Yeah.
He looked like a 21-year-old fucking just like annoying ass black kid, right?
Yeah.
And he's just like this. He's walking back. It's 20 people. It's 20 people. And I'm just like, run, you stupid fuck, run.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's like, and then literally like 5 seconds of him, everyone's getting amped, like we're going to kill this fucker. He just turns around and starts sprinting, fully sprinting. And like 6 people are still sprinting after him.
Oh, so he's running away and they're chasing him?
20 people were about to, like 6 people were stomping while 14 were like, ah!
That's not fair, man.
And then he gets up.
Yeah.
No, it looked like he came and tried to fuck with someone in the group.
Oh,
it did not look.
Okay.
This was not.
They weren't
he
jumping.
He clearly
him.
was a perpetrator.
Yeah.
This was not a jumping. He clearly was even the way after he got stomped and he was walking backwards and he was like, he still was doing this macho thing. I'm like, you dumbass, they're gonna kill you. And then he just. God. His brain kicked in and he starts. I love when I see someone go macho to sprint and people sprint after him into the night we didn't even see.
I don't do like what I like to see a good fight, but I think the rule is once somebody goes down, you stop. That's the rule.
But that's like one-on-one rules. This seemed like he
rules,
came
bro.
and was like fucking with someone.
But even if so then he fucks with someone, they knock him out, whatever, he falls, buddy, he's down. Give him space. You have an opportunity. Now this is the door for you to, hey, you just got knocked the fuck out. You can walk out. But
mob mentality, bro. Try telling that to a mob. Like
I know. I'm just saying fair fight. Like if I'm in a mob and a dude that we're fighting goes down, I am not running in there to kick him in the head while he's dead. But he put him in a wheelchair.
But people get amped on that fact alone that this can't go back to me.
Yeah, like, of course.
This is not I could inflict. You know, people have that thing. I can inflict any damage right now,
course.
And they can't come back on me.
It's crazy, man.
But the funny thing is about like that mob mentality. Just to show you the how energy can't be diffused that quickly.
Yeah.
Like if I'm ever like I clap around my dog goes, you know, like he absorbs the energy. Or if you ever like run around a kid who's sitting, they're gonna get up and run too, right?
Yeah.
Mobs are the same. After they chase them and like 5 people chased him. Now they're gone and he's gone. There's like still 15 people.
Yeah.
Like 3 of them started running and sprinting in random directions.
No reason.
Sprinting to the end of
Gotta get the
Christie
energy
Pitts
out.
in every direction. I was like, what? Like people, it was just so much energy. I was like, man, this is so funny. Like mob mentality is.
I took a course on that when I was doing my undergrad. Like
on mobs?
On mob mentality.
There's a
course on that, man, on just how mobs, like, you know, different protests form and how individual people, like, you think individually versus how you think in a mob, and like it was just all like the psychology behind it all, and it reminded me, I don't know what year this was, but it was the year that Spain won the World Cup, like the soccer, the World Cup, the FIFA World Cup, and I remember being I don't remember where, somewhere downtown, and it was like I guess that neighborhood was just all Spaniards, man. Everybody there was Spanish. Everybody's just like, I want to see what year that was. When did they win? Spain wins
2010?
2010. That's exactly it.
That sounds about right.
So I'm downtown. I'm with like, I don't remember who I was with, but as soon as they won,
Crystal Girl.
Everybody, no. I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was like a homie, either my brother or a friend or something. And like, everybody took over that intersection, so now cars are stopped in all directions. Everyone's like, oh, flags, people are letting off fireworks. It's insane. Everybody's celebrating, right? But then this one cab is trying to slowly inch through the crowd, and then everybody's like, just like banging,
the hood.
just banging on the hood. Ah! And I was like, oh shit, check that out, man, that's funny. And then like one dude starts like rocking the cab back and forth, and then like another dude joins, and I'm like, ah, and this brown guy's like, please stop, and the cab is being rocked, and then it's like, oh, and then buddy, before you knew it, I'm in there, I'm like, let's rock this fucking cab, and we're rocking this cab, bro, and this thing was going from 2 wheels to 2 wheels.
He's like, stop,
buddy. We didn't flip the car over,
but it was an option.
It was off, like it was definitely 1 wheel, 2 wheels coming up on one side, slamming, 2 other wheels coming up, slamming, and this guy's inside like, please. But it was just, there must have been like 50, 60 dudes plus the whole crowd around you. And I'm like, a part of me, if I was by myself, like, come on, man, this guy's trying to earn a living here. Yeah. But I'm like, exactly. Spain just won the World Cup. Exactly. Buddy, I'm not even Spanish.
You're just yelling, he's just getting through. He's just trying to get through.
Yeah, please stop. Yeah. He's trying to earn an honest living.
An honest living. And Uber's making that tough enough. Dude, like Fanshawe College in London, Ontario, they had a straight up riot where motherfuckers they flipped a cop car.
Oh, I heard about that.
And they were burning couches and shit like that. That shit, especially with students and alcohol, that shit fucking like it escalates so fast. Yeah. It's like a fire, man. It's like those forest fires that are like manageable, fucking let it just back away, let it burn for a month.
And it's interesting that you don't even have to relate to the person that you're like with. You know what I mean?
It's the most bonding experience possible.
Because like, buddy, it was me and just bare Spanish dudes. It was all Spanish dudes. And I was like, like Spanish. I'm like, I think so now.
Dude, that's why the Million Man March was like a 10,000 guy march, and then they just kept walking. People were like, yo, fuck this errand I'm running. I'm joining this crew right here. Where are they marching to, man?
Oh yeah, dude,
that's a vibe.
It was crazy, man. The mob mentality, it's next level. But yeah.
Yo, bro, I know a while back we were talking, you said that you stopped smoking weed. How's that been, like, looking back?
It's probably one of the best things I've ever done.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that.
It's amazing.
It's been like a year now? How long? 6 months?
I want to say like 9 months, maybe.
Yeah.
And it's been good, man. I mean, again, I don't necessarily...
Has it normalized to...
Oh, yeah, everything's cool now. It's perfect. I love it.
No, in the sense of like, is it just like smoking, or is it like totally a different life now? Not life,
like in what sense?
You know what I mean? Like you're smoking a lot, and then you get into your routine, and you just do what you do. And then you stop smoking, and then... Because, I've taken a month off here and there. Yeah. So I'm just like, oh, it's tough for a week. And then the dreams become crazy. The dreams. And then I always notice that, like, week 4, my life is exactly the same as smoking weed.
Yeah. Well, it's out of your system. And then you're just kind of, what I like is I'm not thinking about it. You know what I mean? That's kind of, because when you first stop smoking, or like, if you're a drinker and you first stop drinking, it's like, you're like, oh man,
this would go good right now.
Yeah, like we're at a park, it would be nice to have like a smoke or a drink right now. But then, I was never really a drinker.
No.
But with smoking, it was like, yeah, man, this hike would be great. But now I don't.
You were telling me like we'd eat and you'd be like, yo, what'd be sick with this?
Yeah.
Or like after the meal and before the meal.
Everything, man, everything. And I mean, again, I'm not knocking weed. I think it's got definitely a lot of benefits, but I think when anything becomes habitual, that's when it's a problem. When you're like, man, I'm not having a good day without it. I'm not like, I can't unwind without it, which is crazy. Because we all have.
I'm in that space. I use it specifically for that.
Oh, man.
And like, I'm like, because I've done it, like I said, taking it off. And I was like, by the end, I was like, there's no difference between smoking or not. It's that transitional period that's difficult, and there's benefits. I feel like when you don't smoke after smoking a long time, not smoking is like a new high.
Yeah.
You're like, you hear a bird, you're like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, you feel high, just your awareness and like lucidity.
I'm sharper. I'm definitely sharper. I'm sleeping better. Like even like on stage, I feel like I can like recall jokes a lot quicker.
That's the thing. That's the thing that always makes me wanna. That's the kicking point.
Yeah.
I forget the word, and ironically, that's the whole point here. Is that when I feel like I constantly cannot recall specific words.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I got to take a break off this shit.
Oh yeah.
It makes me feel stupid.
Of course.
And I just fucking get down on myself. Then I gotta smoke a joint. You know what I mean? I gotta fix this shit.
It's a vicious cycle, man.
It's a vicious cycle.
No, man. I'm. My life is. Not that it was like I got through everything, doing that. Like I got through university and teachers college and all that stuff while I was smoking.
Yeah, same.
But then, again, I feel like, you look at like taking care of your body, taking care of your brain, and we are only getting older. And like, right now it's like you're careless and you might have that, the Big Mac, or you might have that joint or that drink or whatever. But it's like over the course of your life that incrementally adds up. And eventually, you start hitting, 50, 60 years old. And it's like you're now realizing, where did I put my keys? Where did I put my phone? You're always losing shit. And it's like, because you're not really remembering.
It's like, where did I put my kids? Oh, yeah, I lost them. Oh, yeah. The court battle comes back to mind.
But you just left your kid on the the hood of your car in the trunk when you're putting away groceries. Where's my kid?
Yeah.
Dad!
Oh, the weed.
So yeah, man, it's definitely been.
I gotta cut back.
Yeah,
I gotta cut back. Dante, do you smoke a lot, right? How do you feel? How's it affected you, my guy?
Well,
did you try the weed I gave you, by the way? Because
Yeah,
I grew my own shit, and you gotta smoke. I had 3 mason jars of that.
Oh, damn.
And now it's down to 1. And I'm like, once this mason jar is done, I'm taking a break. You know?
See, the only time I smoked a lot of weed was when I grew my own weed, because you just get so much.
Yeah,
of it,
exactly.
You know what I mean? But like me personally, I didn't even start smoking till it was legalized, and I only really smoke at the end of my day.
Gotcha.
So I was never really like a day smoker. I never like, I gotta go drive somewhere. Let me light up and then go drive or whatever, So.
But I gotta ask though. So you wanted to smoke, and then the legal thing was the only thing holding you back?
Yeah.
Be honest with me.
Yeah. That's what, the legal thing is what's holding me back from a lot of stuff. Like,
goddamn. Okay. My one buddy was like that, and that pissed me off. All right. I don't know you like that, so I can't be mad at you. But I was mad at him. I'm like, you bitch ass nigga, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like, it was effectively legal. It's like jaywalking.
It was, but I have like this heightened paranoia.
Yeah, I get it. And the weed, and good thing you weren't smoking then. You know what I mean? Like,
the thing is, here's my thing. I was always like so fascinated with weed. Like growing up, like I'd watch like YouTube videos because you can like combine different strains. And it's like a science thing to me. Like, just like gardening or botany or whatever. But it was just illegal. So like I was just super like.
It might as well have been heroin.
It might have.
Gotcha. I feel you. Well. It's got its benefits, and I think I'm abusing it, but I think I'm definitely abusing it. But you know what? I'm productive as fuck, so I always tell myself, and it's bullshit.
Yeah, we justify
I'm productive
it.
as fuck.
Yeah, we justify
Would I have? Yeah, exactly. Would we have put together this tour if I had a problem with marijuana? No. You know what I mean? But by the way, on that point, I'm always in my head. I'm always like, when I tour with the boys, I'm not gonna be blazing. Like, I'm not gonna carry weed with me.
Oh, I see.
Because Jesse don't smoke, you don't smoke.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna be like that one guy. Yo, you guys. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just to kind of so everyone's on the same level, that's gonna be sick.
Totally. Yeah, man. I think when it does. When you first stop, it's kind of like, obviously a bit of a bummer. It's like quitting coffee or something, You're like, this kind of whatever. But then eventually you adapt, and then you just feel like, okay, this is actually like pretty good. I'm appreciating life for what it is. And like, I think we talked about it, but you see dudes back home, like every time I go back to Egypt, there's always like these old guys sitting on a couple of like milk crates on the side of the road, and they're just
happier
like,
than you'll ever be.
Just eating some sunflower seeds, and like no phone, no weed, no drinks, no nothing, man. They're just sober, eating a couple seeds, and just people watching. They're not even talking to anybody, man. They'll smile, they'll nod, but I'm like, this guy's just living.
Yeah.
And I want to just live. I want to be that guy. Get me a couple milk crates,
You
man.
guys, bro, it doesn't look like it, but I own all Foot Lockers, bro.
Yeah.
All of them. Matter of fact, all the seeds, bro.
Oh, God. So yeah, man, I think it's been a good journey so far.
Yo, before we wrap up the episode, we got to find out can you Google what is happening in Iran?
Oh my God, bro!
Because
this
bro,
is so heavy.
I know I wanted to bring this up, but I had multiple people DM me. Like, use your platform to speak about Iran. I'm like, what happened in Iran? Can you send me a link?
You don't know what happened?
I ended up seeing like some shit here and there. Like 22-year-old gets killed in custody. Man. People, like Iran is essentially having their turn.
Well, they have like an internet blackout right now.
Yeah, like Sudan, like Egypt. Like they're having their turn, right?
Yeah.
Like everyone's had their turn. Now it's Iran's turn, right?
Yeah.
They're like, don't look at Ukraine. What's going on with Iran and the internet?
Yeah.
Activists in Iran are concerning about widespread internet address. So this is to stop people from communicating, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know how it started, right? Like this woman this 22-year-old girl wasn't wearing her hijab properly, like she was showing some hair. And
she got arrested?
And
but she was an activist, right?
I don't know if she was an activist. I just know they arrested her. Not the cops, but those
the Islam police.
Yeah, or like whatever you call them.
They have them too.
They arrested her and then they beat her up, I guess. And then they pretty much caused like brain damage or like she was like brain dead after they beat her. So they took her to the hospital and then she eventually died.
Actually.
Yeah, and now it's like all these women in Iran are, not even just women, everybody.
Is that her?
That's her, man.
Wow.
What is it? Masa Amini? Yeah, man, it's just like, it's kind of insane. I think either the problem with things like this is it causes one of two things. Either, primarily people go, oh, hijab is a form of oppression.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's the people
It's the fucking people.
Yeah, it's trying to enforce your views on someone else. Like, you want to wear a hijab. You want to take it off. Do your thing. That's between you and God.
Yeah.
That's not anybody else's business. So then to have some dude walking around being like, hey,
enforcing it.
Yeah, your bangs are showing.
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you look the other way then? Like, if it's bothering you so much. It's just sad, man. It's crazy. But
and it's always just one, like, things were ready to explode, like powder keg was ready to, it's always just one random event.
Yeah.
And it's always like, in the history of things, it's always like this person or this, things are on the fucking edge, and it just takes one of these events that's like atrocious enough as this one. Her hair was showing, so they tortured and killed her, and now it's exploded. So I guess they stopped the internet.
Yeah.
And people are protesting on the streets actively, like every day.
I guess so.
What are the size of the, like...
How big are the protests?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's one main protest.
Because this is the vibe of, like, I remember with Egypt, of Libya. You know what I mean?
Egypt was huge. I think
Egypt was huge.
That was like the biggest protest in history.
That was the first one. It was like 1 million people. That's
buddy, it was like 30 million.
30 million?
30 million people were protesting in Egypt. That was the biggest protest in history.
That's crazy.
In mankind, bro. In mankind.
That's wild.
Like, but again, it's like, I think it's good that it's on the forefront of the news, but I promise you this is going to be temporary. And it's just, I wish that this guarantees change.
A solution, yeah.
But it's not. All it's going to happen is, okay, this is it for now. And then a white kid's going to go missing. And then this story is just going to fall back in the queue. And then
look what happened with Egypt.
Well,
permanent change came.
Well, those guys completely stopped working. They shut all stores down. They're like, no one's going into work. No one's doing anything.
Oh, they did it like fully.
They went, we're shutting everything down until you change this guy. And then
he was in there. And I love how, what was his name again? Mubarak?
Mubarak, yeah.
I love he has pictures with every president ever.
Oh, yeah.
Just shaking. He's just slightly younger with everyone. Goes back to black and white.
This guy stole so much money. And then his kids got that money, man. Even after he stepped down, none of that money came back into Egypt's pocket.
Like billions, right?
Billions. And it all went to their kids. And then now he's dead.
Yeah.
And like his kids got that money. And what happened after
Are they in Egypt still?
No, I don't think so. Probably not, man.
They're probably in fucking Malibu.
Yeah, man. These guys are somewhere
Monaco,
in Europe.
Switzerland.
Just offshore.
Yeah, Cayman Islands.
The Caymans, yeah.
Probably all Switzerland. Billions of like ex-president money. I feel like you got to be in Switzerland for that shit.
Yeah, you're not sticking around the hood.
Yeah, I don't want to put $1 billion in the Cayman Islands. Cayman Islands is like you're trying to hide like 3 million, right?
Yeah.
Switzerland's where you hide the billions,
Buddy,
I think.
It's crazy, man. It's sad stuff. But again,
But hopefully actual change comes from it, though.
I hope
Because their
so.
regime is pretty fucking aggressive still.
I hope
like
so.
even like more aggressive than like Sudan doesn't stone. Sudan, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like women are walking around with their hijabs, and it's like that shit's not gonna happen in Sudan.
But this is just the surface, man. Like this is one like sliver of the amount of bullshit that happens
that they're dealing with,
and not just this country, but so many other countries are dealing with similar things. Like, there was that genocide that was happening in China or whatever that wrote, what is it?
The Muslims.
The Muslims, right? The killing of the Muslims. Again, that was never on the news. And I'm pretty sure it's still happening.
They're like concentration camps.
Still happening. Putting Muslims in cages. You know what I mean? But then it's like, this is on the news. So now...
the news just goes for the hottest, freshest thing.
That's it. But that's why, man, I'm like, hey, man, I'm going to pray for everybody. And I hope change actually happens, man. But I'm very cognizant of the stuff that they're putting on the forefront of the newspapers, because you're like, why are you showing me this right now?
Because it's hot, you know. Because
Well,
it's trending on. It's trending on
Yeah.
all those social medias.
Like, can we actually do something to change it? No. All right. Well, let me know what I can do because I'm trying out here. You know what I mean?
I know. If The Rock breaks his leg on set, all of these
Oh
will
yeah.
disappear, you know?
Yeah, but
Rock takes giant injury
Yeah.
while filming fucking Bad Boys 9 or I don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
What happened to the girl in Iran? Buddy.
Have you heard The Rock? He's having another surgery on his tendon.
Yeah,
The world is crazy. Anyways, bro, you know, let's just try to fucking control what we could control.
Absolutely, man.
Try to stay healthy, try to stay safe,
Yeah,
try to prosper. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it.
And you know, obviously, you just bring this stuff up on the podcast, so for people who don't know what's going on, hopefully now you get a sense of what's happening here in Iran. You can Google that shit.
Awareness a little bit.
Yeah, people are like, use your platform. Well, here it is. I used it. All right, so fuck up.
Imagine this airs in Iran, and they're like, "Hey, Abbas Wahab said stop this."
Yeah, exactly. Some guy.
Stop it.
They all get back in. He said, go back home.
All right, guys, wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Bro, on that note, let's wrap this bitch up, man. As always, look into the camera. Tell the people
God.
exactly where they could find the album, when they could find the album, and where they could find you.
When is this dropping?
This is going to drop on tonight, we'll say the 27th.
Okay.
And I will put the album link
Oh, sick. Thank you, man.
in there on the 28th when
Sick.
it comes out. All
Yeah,
right?
so the 28th, I'm dropping
I'll put your
my
link
album.
tree and put it in the link tree.
Yeah, I'll
so
put it
then
in
they
there.
can have everything.
For sure. So I got the album coming out. I got my Just for Laughs co-headlining date on that night. It's the last co-headlining date of the festival. I'm also going to be. I guess this is not gonna. If somebody sees this tonight, I'm doing a JFL Originals recording at the Rivoli. So that's gonna. Yeah, you're not gonna.
Is it
post
tonight?
It's tonight, man.
Yeah,
It's
they're gonna miss that.
Yeah. So I'm like, but hey, man, all of this has been kind of surreal. All of this. The last time I was here.
You're getting your dues, bro.
Buddy.
You put a lot of years in.
Oh man!
Yeah.
And it's funny. Last time we were here, you had just come back from Winnipeg.
Yeah.
And we were
And you
talking.
knew.
And I knew, but I couldn't say anything.
And I hate it. And I looked back, and you were like, "Inshallah, everything will work out."
Yeah.
I'm like, and then I find out this fucker knew all along. But
Buddy.
he explains the peacefulness that this uncommon peacefulness. You're
Like, this guy's
what
usually-
happened to hate in your heart, bro? You're a hateful motherfucker.
No.
You're like, alhamdulillah, everything
Buddy,
will work out.
and that's the thing, man. I knew, and everybody was talking to me about, hey, man, you know, whatever. And I like, you got anything exciting? Because you asked that last time. You got anything exciting coming up? I was like, I think
Just watch out.
Just the album, and you know, just doing some work and stuff. But I was sitting on this news for so long. And I think it was a good solid like month or two before before they announced it. So then you were just like, I was like, yo, man, how was Winnipeg? And you're like, it was dope. And I'm like, sick, man. And
Your leg was down here shaking like.
yeah, I was like, buddy, I can't wait. I wanted to be like, yo, I can't wait to do these Just for Laugh shows.
Yeah.
But then it was just like, you know, whatever. But it was finally, man, it's taken shape. It all, sure, it's hard work, but you know, I don't know, man.
The fruits of your labor, man.
And
Enjoy them.
I'm a man of God, man. I think God has a lot to do with it. You know, I like we work hard for so many years, and this could have happened, you know, 5, 6, 7 years ago, but it's happening this year for whatever reason, and I'm just lucky, man. I've worked hard. I'm thankful, and it's been a trip because this whole festival has been like so many shows and so many different places. So it's like one night. You'll start the show, like, you know, start one of your shows. Like last night I had 4 shows.
Yeah.
First show I was opening up for Todd Barry at the Royal Theatre. So this is just like a massive theater. And you're like, yo, what? This is crazy. This is dope. And then also Todd Barry is a legend. He's a hilarious guy. He's such a funny comic. So then, you know, you just got to show up and act.
Todd Barry, the English guy?
No, Todd Barry, the U.S. guy, New York comic. He's
Put him up real quick.
Todd Barry, man. He's a hilarious comedian. He's legendary, man. He's been doing it since what, the 80s or something like that.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. And I even saw him live. I forget where. I was in
Yeah.
America and I saw him live somewhere.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the cellar or something
Buddy,
like that.
super nice
funny,
guy,
yeah.
man. He's hilarious. So then, you know, you walk into this venue before the show and the theater's empty, and then, you know, Todd's doing sound check, and then, you know, they're the volunteers escort you to him, and they're like, Todd, this is Moe, your opener, and he's like, hey, Moe, how you doing? And I was like, oh shit, it's Todd Barry. But you got to be just like, hey man, how you doing?
What's going on,
Todd?
man? 20, 25?
Yeah, hi Todd, good to meet you. You know. So then we did that, and then the next show was in this like, you know, a comedy bar in the cab space. It was like 50 people.
Yeah.
which was awesome because I had like my co-headlining set, so that was just like that was a dream. And then right after that, you go to the main space, small room again, and then you go back. So it's like the fourth show, there was like I want to say like 20 people. So it's like you start the night in front of like 350 people. By the end of it, we'll give you a solid 20 people tops.
That's funny. It's the reverse of comedy. Usually you start with the 20.
Yeah,
and you build your way up, right?
Man. So that's kind of been the festival, and like. Again, man, I'm just happy, bro. I'm just happy. I'm blessed. I'm super thankful for it. And
alhamdulillah, man. It's overdue. Man. Truly overdue.
Thank you,
truly
bro. Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much.
Overdue, Habibi.
Appreciate it, man. So September 28th, homeroom
Look out
Habibi,
for my
man.
guy.
Yeah.
Everything will be in the description below. Click Linktree. I'll put it on there. You'll have your album on there. Your dates for Wednesday. So if
all my dates are on there. Just check out the Just for Laughs website.
Get at them if you can still get tickets. I'm assuming a lot of these are sold out. If you can get some, enjoy this guy's shit. Otherwise, make sure to hit that album up and come see us on the road. All right, abbaswahab.com, or you can go to Eventbrite, but then you got to search all the freaking tickets. So just go to abbaswahab.com. We've got like from freaking St. John's, Newfoundland, Gander, Corner Brook, fucking Edmonton, Calgary, Victoria, Vancouver, Gibson, Tofino, BC, Ottawa, Kitchener, Toronto, Thunder Bay. It's all there. Get those tickets. Pretty much starting in early November till into January, February, we're going to be fucking touring.
Yes, sir.
And I'm so excited. First national tour, and I am amped. Abbas Wahab. Get those tickets. And as always, if you like the episode and all that, click like, subscribe, share, do the whole thing so the algorithm says that these niggas is real. Yo, thank you for coming on, bro. We'll do this again, man.
Always a pleasure,
can't wait.
Man.
Until next time, thanks for tuning in. Your boy Abbas Wahab signing out. Peace.